We are April and Scott, creators of NaughtyGym.com, and this is The Naughty Gym Show.
For years, we've been fitness and nutrition coaches to thousands of people through our commercial gyms and online platform. We've also spent nearly a decade in an ever-evolving open relationship.
This show brings together two of our biggest passions, fitness and sex positivity. Our mission is to maximize the physical and mental health of anyone brave enough to explore relationship structures that run counter to societal norms.
We have demolished our old ways of thinking about relationships, and from that rubble, built a life full of happiness, adventure, and vitality. And now we want to help you do the same.
So hop on the treadmill, start the show, and let us teach you how to never stop playing.
It's all adjusted when you come down here, then you start fiddling around.
Okay. Welcome back to the Naughty Gym Show. I am your host, April, and this is my beautiful co-host, Scott Gregory Shirley, the man with three first names.
And I'm back in my uniform, which I didn't really realize.
1% better every day.
When we were in Toronto, I had multiple people say, "Oh, I've been looking forward to seeing you in your sweatshirt that you wear on the podcast." I didn't even realize I've been wearing it every podcast.
Every single day.
It's my house office uniform. Don't have my pajama pants on today, though.
That's true. Surprisingly. All right. So let's get into it. We are going to cover a couple of things today that are incredibly important to us. Maybe they are to you. We'll see at the end of this podcast how many of you stick around until the end. But before we get into that, we're going to talk today about our rebranding. We're going to talk about the Wild Love Theory book release that is coming up soon, some other things that are coming up. But first, before we do, we want to talk about some of the events that we have coming up. So next weekend, July 18th, we are having a PNW, that's the Pacific Northwest, Naughty Gym meetup at Club Pravada. So Coach Cara is hosting that for us. Unfortunately, we aren't able to go because we have our son's college orientation, but she is hosting a Naughty Gym themed glow night at Club Pravada on July 18th. But before that, at noon that day, she is meeting up with whoever wants to meet up there at Collins Beach, which is a nude beach in Portland. So there's details on our website, naughtygym.com. Under the events, you can get all of the details there. There's no charge for that, except you have to pay for your own ticket at Club Pravada, and I think parking at Collins Beach, which is $10.
And the last time they did this, they said it was one of the biggest non-holiday crowds they'd ever had there.
At Pravada.
So if you want to go, there's going to be a lot of people there.
Yeah, and I think they had like 30 or 40 at Collins Beach, nude beach last year. So after that, we're going to Barcelona. That is sold out. And then El Salvador, we have 3 rooms left for that. That's October 12th through the 17th. We just sold another one yesterday. I sent an email out. If you're not on our email list, you need to get on it. And you can do that on our website because you're missing out.
Yeah, because sometimes our events pop up. Something gets thrown at us and we like, oh, we need to do this. We need to do it quick. So, it's not always a year in advance that you see it on our website. Yeah. The newsletter is the best way of catching that stuff.
Right. And we don't bomb your inbox with a ton of stuff. But if you have signed up for our email list and you're not getting them, it's probably going to spam because it has the word naughty in it. Also, after that is our Wild and Wise. Catherine with Expansive Connection and I co-host a women's retreat. That's November 8th through the 11th for any woman, doesn't have to be lifestyle, who is sex positive, that is either perimenopausal, in menopause, past menopause, or just a vulva owner who wants some information, wants to meet friends. It's an incredible time. And at the same time, Scott is in the cabin next door at Masturbation Mountain.
It's Mancation Mountain, not Masturbation Mountain. And it is not a sex party either, guys. That's the biggest question I get from guys like, is this like a gay guy sex party? No. Bunch of guys. There are some gay guys that came last year. There's bisexual guys, straight guys, single guys. I mean, it's a mixture, but that has nothing to do with what the event's about. It's just about guys getting together, hang out with guys. And last year, one of my favorite events of the year. So it's incredible. We are next door. They won't mix. The cabins won't. Unless you want to go outside and
hang out with your girl,
hang out in the parking lots, I guess,
or go out to eat with your partner, whatever. But I will say this, that the afterglow effect from you coming out of that retreat last year lasted for quite a while. The men in that chat are still incredibly active, and they've all found kind of a brotherhood and friends in people who they maybe would have never had an opportunity to. And that has carried on and built upon that. And guys are hanging out outside of the retreat. And
Well,
it's a really beautiful thing.
and it's become a place for people to ask like bounce ideas off of, talk about struggles that, it's hard to find guys in your hometown a lot of times that you can feel comfortable talking about this stuff. And that Telegram group that we have has become that for some of us.
Yeah. So that's November 8th through the 11th, both of those retreats. Following that is our holidays, which is 5 naughty holidays in 5 days. We do Halloween all the way through New Year's Eve, and we have naughty fun twists on them. It's more of a party. This is for couples or thruples or more sums. And we have 8 rooms left for that. That is November 15th through the 20th in the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. And then we follow out with a big bang at the end of the year or at the beginning of next year with Be Better Being Bad, our full hedonism resort takeover January 2nd through the 9th. All booking is done through Hedo on that. There is a link on our website, of course, but this is our 4th year hosting. We have incredible presenters. We have workshops. We have hands-on experiences. We have incredible parties with DJ Be Smooth. It's just an incredible time.
Yeah, there'll be about 500 people there, and it doesn't matter how you register or sign up. That's another big one we get for that event is, hey, I can't see where to register on your website. How do I do it? It doesn't matter. You go to that website or you call Hedo, but that's the only way to book it. And once you have booked it, you are part of our event because we're the only ones there.
Yeah. So if you're on the resort, you're ours.
And yeah, so that's it's a big.
That was kind of creepy.
Yeah, it was, but that's okay. Well, coming from you, people probably liked it. If I'd have said it, it would have been creepy. So our back half of the year is crowded, but I don't. It's probably less crowded than the first half of the year, which just ended let's say the end of June, and we had. I counted earlier. We had 12 events in the first 6 months of the year, which is,
aside from our personal life.
Well, that included a couple of our personal.
Well, I mean,
things
personal
too.
trips, but excluding everything else that we had.
Oh, right, yeah, and we got to end it, and we just want to send a special thank you out to 2 very special friends. I don't think we can say their names, but starting July 1st, which was when our first half of the year ended, they took us on a week-long private catamaran island hopping cruise through the British Virgin Islands. And it was really, a once in a lifetime experience.
Absolutely incredible.
And they we didn't even know what we were doing. We just knew we were showing up on a boat and going island hopping.
Scott packed in a backpack.
I literally packed everything that I took. I didn't put anything in her luggage. I put it all in one backpack and stayed basically in a pair of shorts all day and flip flops. And it was just nice to wake up each day and not have to go, all right, who all needs to be where, what needs to get done today. I
still did a little bit of work. I worked for about an hour every day, but then I was able to turn it off.
So anyway, you two know who you are. Thank you very much. We love you dearly. And that was something we sorely needed. All right. On to topic 1 of 2. We got 2 topics, our big rebrand and the book launch and the party that we're going to announce with that.
So this week we've started rolling out some of the rebrand on our social medias. We sent out a newsletter. A couple of weeks ago, we had done a spot on our Patreon account to give them kind of a first dibs at hearing it. We talked about it in our Naughty Gym online community that we talk with every Wednesday and kind of got some feedback. And to be fair, it's been mixed reactions. Some people love it. Some people like it. Some people are like,
all the feedback I've got, or almost all the feedback I've gotten seemed positive to me. You may be getting some back channel stuff,
which is okay, because when we started Naughty Gym, we had a lot of negative feedback. And so just a little bit of negative feedback is okay, but we also like to hear it. But so we started Naughty Gym in, in 2019, November of 2019 is when we established the LLC. We launched it January of 2020. And it started as an online fitness and coaching platform for people in the lifestyle. people who wanted to look better naked. And that was really as far as our vision went when we started it. We owned 3 CrossFit gyms. We knew how to coach. We knew fitness. And we thought, let's find kind of a niche market. And we never could have imagined where that would have taken us and where it has taken us.
And I think the first step in that, and it becoming something other than what it started, was when some other good friends that I don't know if they'd be comfortable us saying their names because they've been on the podcast.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Well, we'll say C and D for safety's sake here. But yeah, they called us up one day and said, "Hey, we've been training with you guys for a while. We want to go to a Spartan race. Do you want to go with us?" And long story short, we decided to do it, but we decided to invite others that were part of our community. And we went to Montana, sold out a cabin there that we got in like 3 days, 4 days or something. And all of a sudden we had our first lifestyle event. And, that was the first year. We did one that year.
Yeah.
And then this year, I don't know how many we're going to end up being at or hosting, but I know we're hosting them in 5 different countries. So it has really grown into something we never could have anticipated.
Yeah. And what's funny, so when we started Naughty Gym, Scott wanted it to be very sexual, overtly like cocks and balls everywhere, titties and ass. And I wish I could put this on the podcast, at least the YouTube version, but I shared it with our Naughty Gym community on our last Wednesday live. So if you aren't on those, that's what you're missing out on. It was a video of Scott out in our last gym, the gym that I owned here in town, had 7 acres. And I was running errands one day and Scott said, I made the first demonstration video and sent it to me. He said, this is what our videos are going to look like. And it was him butt naked in the middle of a field doing a tire flip. And all you could see, you just got to squat down. So it's just dick hanging down, tire flip.
You couldn't see that anywhere but Alabama. A butt naked man flipping a tractor tire.
Well, nobody could see you.
Middle of a pasture.
But I was like, no, I instantly vetoed it because I was like, number one, do I show sexy pictures? Yes. But I didn't want our business to be about sex. Number one, we are legit fitness and health coaches. We are legit educators, and I wanted to be taken serious. And especially as a woman, we fight in the industry a lot harder, I think, sometimes than men do to be taken seriously. And so I can't tell you how many times over the last 6 years I've had men tell me, you should show more of your titties. You should show. And it's always been an intentional decision. Some of our best friends are content creators. They show naked. I will be your biggest cheerleader. But the vision that I had early on for this business was if we were going to grow, we needed to do it in a way that while we are fun and playful and our tagline is never stop playing, we can also be taken professionally, that we can market, that we can put ourselves out there in a more inclusive way.
Yeah, that was a big disagreement we had. I thought, doing this in the lifestyle, and at that time we were still kind of new, I guess, in the lifestyle, maybe. It was still a very sexual thing for me. Mm-hmm. And I really felt like if we're going to do this, we need to go all the way and just be crazy about it. And I'm so thankful that you put your foot down and just absolutely dug your heels in and refused to let that go, because I would have regretted it fairly quickly.
Right. Well, and that has kind of been the thread of our business, me digging my heels in. All of the best decisions have come from that.
Yeah, I have a lot of ideas, and it's your job to filter out the 95% of them that are stupid.
Yeah. So we started doing trips. We started our online community. We started meeting people, and soon realized that our favorite part of the lifestyle is connecting with people, and not only connecting with people ourselves, but helping others connect. And we've been like that since before we started the lifestyle. When we owned gyms, our main focus in those gyms was building a community and doing outreach projects and bringing people into a space where they felt like they could be safe and held and seen. And so that has really just organically carried over into Naughty Gym. The problem has come up as we've grown and we've started a podcast, and now we're getting ready to release a book, and we're doing more education and speaking and events and retreats, and is the word naughty gets us shadow banned on social media. In fact, our Facebook page, which only has like 300 followers, just got a 6-month shadow ban where they won't suggest us to new people. And you can go look at our Naughty Gym Facebook page. I don't even think I've posted anything in a bikini on there, but the word naughty gets us shadow banned. So we have backup accounts, and then the word gym, we get messages from people all of the time saying, I want to come to your event, but I'm not fit enough. Or where's your gym located at?
Right.
Those are the two main things that we get. And so we really feel like if we want to continue to grow and broaden our reach and make it a more inclusive space, that's a barrier for entry, the name.
And nothing that we do publicly, with this podcast maybe being an exception occasionally, is anything that should get banned on any platform.
Right.
We keep it relatively clean. I mean, maybe R-rated at times, but that's about it. And we want to be able to reach as broad an audience as possible. And that's why these names, while I think it served us initially, Naughty Gym was a great starting name. I think it's obvious what it is, or at least semi-obvious what it is. Now it doesn't seem to really fit. While Naughty Gym, the fitness side of our business is still an important part of it, it's not the biggest part, at least from a revenue perspective. And so it doesn't seem to accurately reflect who we are as much as it used to when we first started.
Yeah.
So we announced the name. Some of you, if you're just listening to this podcast, you may not have heard it, but April, what's it going to be called?
Aya Society, AYA. So Aya Society, Aya stands for As You Are. And that is going to be the master brand, Aya Podcast, Aya Retreats, Aya Fitness, Aya Coaching, Aya Education. And then our primary tagline is Come Alive, because that is what we have done ourselves on this journey, and through connecting people. This is what we've seen people in our community do. They're coming more alive into themselves, into their relationships, into the way they carry themselves through this world. And we're going to never stop playing as our philosophy statement, because that has been really that philosophy statement came from our relationship. The way we wanted to live our life and always have fun and create the life, design it the way we wanted to live it.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever talked about what I'm about to say. Maybe a long time ago, I don't know, but we had this little inside joke or thing that we used to say to each other. This was years ago, but where we called it our strangled life.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do really with.
That's just how we would end text messages and stuff like
because
that.
Because what we wanted to do was, when we got outed and went through all this horrible stuff and our life kind of got cut out from under us, we started to rebuild. We knew we did not ever want to feel like we were under the thumb of anybody, our community, friends, the culture, whatever. We just wanted to live the life the way we wanted to live it. We're also arguably in the back half of our life now, especially me, but we want to get all of the joy we can out of life. And I don't even remember how this happened, but we were talking one day about how we just want to strangle every last drop of joy out of the rest of the life that we have. Yeah. And so that was kind of the first, I don't know, relational tagline we had with each other.
Strangled life.
But eventually that became Naughty Gym's tagline, sort of that idea, but it became Never Stop Playing, which we felt like fit the gym motif, the lifestyle motif a little bit better, but it's all kind of the same thing. We want to come alive so that we never have to stop playing, so that we can strangle every last drop of joy out of this life. And it's all part of who we've been from the beginning. But this new name that you came up with seems to fit us so much better. And the branding and color schemes of it and all the new stuff you'll see on the website once it's put out there, it just looks more professional and more high end. And I think more representative who we at least think we've become.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Our name's changing, our logo's changing. Our website will eventually change. The name of the podcast and our social media channels, the names will change.
The look.
The look,
Yeah.
right. What's not changing is our mission, our vision, and our values and our community. That is something that we have always has helped keep us on course, our mission, vision, and values. We'll just be able to be more expansive. And that is something that for the first time since we've had this business, it helps me feel settled because I'm a very mission, vision, values oriented person. And Naughty Gym just, while I loved it, never felt like it was it.
It never felt exactly it.
Right. I mean, we would create a new event or a new idea or something. I'm like, how does this fit into Naughty Gym and how do we communicate this to people without going, yeah, our business is called Naughty Gym. No, we're not a gym. No, we're not a porn site.
No, we're not working out naked.
Right.
One-on-one with you online.
In fact, we actually had one of our merchant services try to cancel us because they thought we were a porn site. And so we were able to appeal that and have a conversation with them. But those are the things that we've been up against. And so I don't want this to sound like we're changing the name to cower towards like be more accepted by society, because our primary driver for this was for something that felt more like it resonated more with us and hopefully with our community. But one thing I will say is we have made every decision in this business because it felt right to us. And while we value the opinions of others and we welcome the opinion of others, if you are one of our friends, you know, you cannot offend us. Please, if you don't like something or you think something would work a better way, we are always open to those ideas. You can ask our team at Be Better Being Bad. We are open to ideas. We will help you execute them, implement them. But when it comes to making decisions for us, we are going to do what we feel is right for us.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not.
Yeah. And sometimes we have, well, that first event we talked about that we did where we went to Montana, the very first Night Gym event, that was because friends suggested it.
Right.
There's been things even lately about the book, feedback that we've gotten from members or friends that have made us change or tweak certain aspects of the book. We do listen, but we don't always agree.
Right.
And I feel like that's good.
It's okay.
Yeah. I think if we listened to everything everybody said, we wouldn't be being us.
Yeah.
And if we never listen, we'd just be being hard-headed.
Right.
Yeah, we really do value the community feedback, and a lot of the growth and changes that have come from this business that we started has been off the backs of ideas and things that people have asked for.
Absolutely.
Things that we never could have predicted ourselves.
Right.
And, the business has grown and changed because of it. And another thing about the IS Society brand too, is one of our common goals and you made a post about this the other day, at the end of our first takeover at Hito, Be Better at Being Bad, year one, the day after everybody had left, me and you were floating in the ocean on one of those little blue rafts they have, or floats. And one of us asked the other one, okay, this was great. We think we can keep doing this kind of stuff. What do you want it to lead to? Where do we want to be in 5 years?
How do you want to feel in 5 years?
And both of us, one of the common threads was we love the educational side of this. We don't know that we're always right about everything, but we do like standing up in front of a crowd and getting to teach, speak or discuss. All of those kinds of things are just passion drivers for us. And if we're going to launch a book or give a lecture that's going to be taken seriously by somebody other than somebody just in the lifestyle, maybe Naughty Gym is not the right platform to try to do that from. We may not be taken as seriously as educators if we have the possibility of being those type of people,
right,
with that name as our foundation.
Right.
And I think IS Society is a much stronger name. And even I pushed back on that one at first, when you first came up with it. I don't think I like that. It doesn't really, it's not as easy to remember, maybe. I don't know. And the more we sat and thought about it and talked about it, the more I liked it. And now I love it.
Yeah.
Now we may launch it fully here over the next few months and people go, y'all are the stupidest people on earth. But I don't think so. We've had a lot of positive feedback. So I'm excited about this new direction in business. And I'm thankful that you guided it.
Thank you. And it's going to take a while. So we will need the support of our community as we start rolling it out, because it's a very scary thing to do as an established brand of 6 years to now pivot. You'll be slowly seeing Naughty Gym becoming Aya Society for a few weeks, and then Aya Society, formerly Naughty Gym, and then for a few weeks like that. So it'll take about 3 to 4 months to fully roll out before we drop the Naughty Gym name. Now, we're not getting rid of the Naughty Gym name. We will keep that there for a little bit, but that's kind of what you'll be seeing.
And even just the little bit that you've started putting out on social media, we know is getting seen because we've had a lot of messages. But I think it was 2 days ago, the CEO of Hedonism reached out to you.
She said she loved it
and said, "Yeah, but hey, do we need to change anything about the landing page or marketing for your event in January?"
I was like, no, 2027, we're keeping that the same. We'll roll that out for 2028 because that's already done. So yeah, there's some things that you'll still see Naughty Gym on because the ball was already in motion before we did this, and that's okay. But broadly, things going forward in 2027 will be Aya Society.
Yeah.
And we don't know what we're doing.
Which
I
also
say that loosely.
is a running thread.
I do have a plan, but I mean, and there's a lot of things that I'm changing. When we started Naughty Gym, we were running 2 other gyms, physical locations, and I had kids in school. And so a lot of the systems that we have behind the scenes aren't automated right now because it was a small venture, but it's grown larger, and the larger it grows, the more work I'm doing. So I'm also during this time working on automations behind the scenes. So redoing the way we do emails and our websites and all of those things. I'm working on getting better systems and automations for all of that. So it's a big pain in the ass. It's a scary thing. It's work that I don't enjoy doing, but is going to make it better in the long run.
Well, and one of the big things now, we've gotten to the point where we're able to, for a lot of those types of tasks that take a lot of time, that have to be done, but pull you away from the more creative side. We're now in a position to be able to hire somebody to do a lot of that, as long as that person doesn't need money or salary.
I didn't know what you were going to sound like, bitch. I'm not even paying you.
That's the big goal for us, is that we do well enough that one day we can hire like an administrative executive or something.
I literally started to sweat. I'm like, is he announcing that we're hiring somebody?
But if you don't need money, just passion and joy, you can come work for us if you're good at that kind of stuff. We will be glad to talk to you.
No, for real though, I did talk to somebody today about doing some of our social media. So we'll see. I don't know. Okay, so then what's up next?
Item number 2. And both of these have just been monumental projects. It's incredible. Just what you think might be a simple rebrand. It's just so much you have to do to get all of the old stuff cleaned up and all the new stuff implemented. And in a similar way, writing this book has been such a monstrous undertaking. Yes. Probably more than it should have been, especially for me, and how much time I've spent on my part of it. It's become...
Well, because you're a little OCD.
Yeah, it's become an unhealthy obsession.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I finally had to say to you, this is the date you have to stop editing your part. Because he would go, well, 4 months ago, I'm done. Wait, no, I just need another week. And then a month later, he'd be like, okay, I'm done. Nope, I just need another week. And so finally I was like, you could keep tweaking this.
I could.
For the rest of your life and never be 100% happy with it. I am giving you a cutoff. And then what it is what it is. And you are done.
Well, and what's frustrating about this is, just like, you read this the other day, we've got the final manuscript. It's done now. And I ran it through that new version of Claude called Fable 5, which is the arguably the best AI that's out there on the planet right now. Scary what this thing can do. And I asked it to give a full literary analysis of the book. This isn't the first time I've done that with either Claude or ChatGPT, just asking them to kind of, give me a broad analysis and pretend you're a literary agent doing this. I need to know where all the problems are. Every single time I've done that, despite the fact that for every hour you've put into this book, I've probably my part has taken 5 times longer.
Not that it had to.
No, right. But I'm just saying that's how much.
It's because I had other things to do.
It still says the real strength of this book is April's sections at the end of every chapter. And it's like, oh, shut the fuck up, Claude.
See, you just have to get out there what it is and then leave it alone. You keep tweaking and tweaking and tweaking. And and you're just never going to be as good as me.
Part of the reason for that is yours is stuff that comes from the heart.
It's a lived experience.
It's a lived experience, personal testimony. It's stuff you can't get wrong. Mine is all stuff that's, at least in part, new philosophical ideas. And those things can be, you can think you're right about a thing and not realize all the logical blind spots that you have. And so it has been a monumental undertaking trying to fix or plug any potential holes in the ideas of the book.
And you're still going to have blind spots. Like there's still going to be, somebody's going to read the book and go, hey, what about this? And that's okay. That's what this is for.
Yeah, but that's going to
spark discussions. And
yeah, that's going to give me so much anxiety if somebody finds a real flaw in it. Well, so
how much time do you got? I'm just kidding.
and of course, this is also part of why we're happy. We really love this new direction of the rebrand. I is excited because we think if Wild Love Theory gets some traction, and we've had a lot of people come to us and tell us these ideas are really helping our relationship and things. Now, they may just be our friends. They may just be, telling us what we want to hear. But in the event that this book does gain traction, especially in the open relationship community, we want to be able to talk about it publicly, maybe at other people's events that we get invited to speak at and things like that. Like we've been invited to speak about it at in Vancouver. Is it Vancouver? Vancouver in February of next year at some huge taboo show. Like it's this big kind of convention, sex,
kind of like an Exotica in Canada.
Yeah, very much. And I think it's better if we have a more educational name, so to speak. And but I think the brand.
Well, we have other things coming down the pipeline.
Well, you have a book as well.
Right. That's going to be coming out. That will be coming out in 2027. That now, because Scott is finished with his book, I have time to write. So I've been writing a lot more, which I've started this, 2.5 years ago.
Well, and you let just a brief little story when we were at our little catamaran island hopping trip last week. You let me and the other couple read the first chapter Well, I'd kind of read it before, something like that before, but this was the first time you'd really gotten to where you thought, all right, here's what the first chapter is going to be like. And man, it's not only good, but it was gut wrenching to read because I thought I knew everything about you.
Yeah.
And reading some of that, I mean, I was in the middle of the ocean on the front of a catamaran under the stars, which should have been a happy moment. And I guess it was kind of happy, but I was just out there trying not to, I was crying, but I was trying not to blubber in front of our friends. But it really is going to be something that I think a lot of women people in general are going to resonate with, but it's told from the female perspective. It's very powerful.
Well, and I started writing it before my first keynote at our first Be Better at Being Bad. I had already started writing it. And so it's just kind of, and then Wild Love Theory came along. And so I told you I would put that on pause so that we could focus on that. And so I'm really excited because I feel like I've got this in me that I need to get out. And I've enjoyed getting back to the process of writing again. I've always been a writer. I've got in the attic right now, I've journaled since I could write.
Oh yeah.
I've got backpacks full of journals. And so some of that will be integrated into.
You let me read one of those journals one night a couple of years ago. also was very difficult. I don't know why it was so difficult to read, but I could see the little girl
Yeah.
buried beneath the woman I know
Yeah.
in those journals. And it
Well,
was
it's for me, it's
tough.
fun to go back and read those. Not fun, but interesting to go back and read those to see who I was at all these different stages in lives and in life and my perspective on things because I had such a narrow world perspective then and how it's changed and that I'm still the same person, but different perspectives and different views and different understanding. So yeah, it's
Well,
anyways.
so that one will be coming maybe next year. If
Yeah.
there's a lot to do between now and then to get that one launched by then, because it takes a long time to get one of these books out. But Wild Love Theory is coming out and will be released and for sale online September 1st this year. So we're a month.
Set your alarms, mark your calendars. Everybody needs to go buy a copy and then leave a review.
Yeah. If you've ever wanted to know how can I help Scott and April, that's going to be the way to do it.
Yeah, I've got two ideas. How can I help Scott and April? Leave a review for this podcast on Apple Podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
And buy a copy of the book and leave a review on Amazon.
Yeah, just know if you consider yourselves one of our friends, we know whether you've left a review of our podcast or not, because we can see it. And if you haven't, we still don't like you very much.
We still love you.
April loves you. I hate your guts. So go leave a review. It takes 60 seconds.
So that will be released. The release date is September 1st. That is a Tuesday. But we are having an official book release launch party Labor Day weekend. And that is going to be up in sunny, warm Minnesota.
Well, it should still be nice weather.
Yeah. We've been promised that it will be warm.
Yeah. So September 1st is a Tuesday. That's the release date of the book. That weekend, which is like the 4th through the 4th, 5th, and 6th, because we're counting that Monday.
Our friends in Minnesota have asked if they could host our launch party. And so we were like, of course, because we really don't want to launch it in Alabama. And we would love to have a bunch of friends around when we do it. So this is something that we're going to do over Labor Day weekend. And it is going to be a really fun weekend. So we don't have all of the details yet. We'll have more details soon. So keep an eye on our website for all of the details. But
I'll give you the general overview.
We'll have hotels and stuff that people can fly into if they want to attend.
This is what we think. Some version of what I'm about to say is essentially what's going to happen. There's going to be on Friday night, that weekend already on the calendar. There are two, I think, lifestyle groups that are hosting free public meet and greets at two different bars in that area. And we may attend both of those or one of those. I'm not really sure yet. That's some of the details that's being worked out. But it'll be a great chance, if you've never been in the Minneapolis area, to get up there and get to meet a lot of the people in the lifestyle in a big city in America that maybe you haven't been to. That won't cost you anything unless you buy drinks or food or whatever. Right. But it's not there's no
casual meet and greet, kind of like we do here in Huntsville.
Yeah, as far as we know, there's no entry fee to that.
Yeah,
and if there is,
you show up, you can hang out.
And if there is a fee, it won't be us charging it. It might be those other groups. But I think, if I remember right, those are free. So that'll be Friday night. Now, Saturday and Sunday, there's going to be stuff. This is where the bigger question marks are. We think there's some pool party already planned by one of those lifestyle groups at somebody's, has a big house where they host big parties. And if that's the case, we may be going to that. When I say we, I mean April and I, plus anybody that comes. You're all invited, unless it gets too big, and then I don't know what we're going to do. But we want anybody that wants to come to come. If that pool party host can't handle the crowd, we may have to shift the party back over to our friends who are doing the hosting for us, back to their house where they have pool parties also.
Yeah, and they said everybody's welcome.
And that's part of what's up in the air. If we go to the other people's pool party and say, hold on, no, let me keep going. I know you want to rush through this. You hate this, but we're going to rush. So but on any rate, either on Saturday or Sunday, we will be at our friend's house, depending on what happens with the other groups, to do the actual launch party for the book. And that's going to have two major components. The first component is going to be something that we created called our unbinding ceremony. Now, we're proud of this and excited about it, a little nervous about it, but it's also something that could leave a bad taste in people's mouth if they don't hear the full explanation of it.
Right.
But essentially, what's going to happen is we're actually legally going to get divorced.
This ceremony is not going to be a legal divorce.
Okay. I was about to say that. So April wants to put all the precautions into this. All right. So she may cut in on me on this. We are going to get divorced. Not because we're unhappy, not because our marriage isn't great. It is the single most important and joy contributing thing in my life. But this is not part of wild love theory either, per se. We're not recommending this for anybody else.
100%.
But one of the things, and because wild love theory doesn't necessarily recommend a lot, it just provides a framework for you working through a lot of the problems that we tend to have.
I will say this as well. When Scott and I got married, Scott loved the idea of marriage. He loved marriage. I
still do.
When I got divorced, didn't. Because I grew up very religious, and what marriage meant for me was that I was the helpmate. I was subservient. I came from the man's rib. I was here to please him, pleasure him, serve him. And so when Scott and I got together and we were doing the strangled life, like we're designing our life the way we want to live it, marriage just didn't make sense to me in that capacity, because I didn't understand that.
Not the commitment, but
not
the legal structure
of marriage. And living in Alabama, especially, what everybody else's outside perspective of marriage is. Their perspective is, what a whore that woman is. Look at her in an open relationship and she's married. She's supposed to be taking care of her man. And so it just never resonated with me. And I really didn't have a real big desire to get remarried again. Now, I wanted to be in a committed relationship.
Is that why we got married on April Fool's Day?
That is why our wedding date is April 1st. Swear to God, that is why our wedding date is April Fool's Day, because it's a joke to me.
Oh, please don't get mad about that.
Not our marriage and not our commitment to each other, but it's a joke, societal's view of what marriage should be in the state of Alabama, especially.
Yeah, just look at some of the traditional marriage ceremony things. The father walks, and look, this is touching for me too. I still love this part, but there is a deep embedded symbolism that you may not embrace, we may not embrace anymore, but the father walks the bride down the aisle and gives her
like she's a piece of property
to the husband. Now, it may not have meant that to you, but that symbolism is still embedded in those ceremonies. The ring is a symbol of our, in some sense, ownership of each other.
Right.
There's a lot of symbolism inside of a marriage that, while it may not today mean that to you. And that's, again, why we're not recommending this to anybody else. It just resonates for us to do this.
Yeah, this isn't something we're promoting as everybody should do.
No, not at all. Nobody may ever do this again.
Because we think you should design the life you want.
Right. This is just what seems right for us, not for anybody else. But we want to kind of build a ceremony that represents the way we feel about our commitment and our life and our journey and what we want the rest of our life to look like. And the unbinding ceremony is, in some sense, the undoing of the old traditional marriage tropes or traditions, and implementing instead what feels right for us. And again, I can't stress that this is not an anti-marriage speech. This is not a you shouldn't be married. There's no value in traditional marriage ceremonies. It's all beautiful. I cried at every one of my weddings.
I didn't.
Well, yeah, but you probably should have.
I probably should have.
But what's going to happen in our ceremony, and we don't have all the details of this worked out yet exactly, but we're actually going to start the ceremony together, standing at the front of the crowd, and we're going to then in a different way. We're going to separate from each other and unbind ceremonially, and then come back together in the end. Now, how that happens, we're kind of leaving as a surprise. We're actually going to do this. We're going to live stream this.
Flying on jets.
That'll be great. We want all of you to come that wants to come. But if you can't come, we are going to live stream this across all social media platforms that we can.
Yeah.
And you'll get to watch it if you want to. But there's going to be a lot of.
Wait, do I get to set up? Is there an unbinding registry?
Oh, that's a great. I hadn't thought about that. Yes, if you want to hear, if you want to see what wedding unbinding gifts we want.
Because we never did have a wedding registry, which I
That's
felt
a great idea.
I'm getting married. What's his shit? I'm just kidding. Can use some new coffee mugs.
By the way, that reminds me. I'm gonna sidetrack here for a second. April also has another business idea that she wants to implement called splityourshit.com.
Yes.
Tell people about your
splityourshit.com.
Your business
okay,
idea.
So this should have been a clue to Scott early on in our relationship, before we even got married, of the business side. Now, we've always been entrepreneurs. I've owned several. The first business I started, I was in my early 20s. Scott started, he's had multiple businesses too. So we're always spitballing ideas. But at the beginning of our relationship, while we were just dating, I was like, I want to start a business called splityourshit.com, where I think every marriage should be annulled at the 7-year mark, right? Because 7-year itch. It gets annulled, everything gets split down the middle. My business comes in and helps you split your shit.
Wait a minute. Not that the marriage has to end at 7 years,
No,
but you have to recommit.
Like, yeah, if you decide at the end of those 7 years that you don't want to recommit, my company comes in and helps you split your shit.
And
children,
you don't get to say so.
You have no say so in this.
April decides your life.
I decide that for you. I am your concierge.
And I'm going to assume this is an expensive product.
Of course. I mean, divorce is it's cheaper than divorce.
Like a court case divorce.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So yeah, I don't know how we got out on that.
I don't know either.
But yeah, that should have been a tell for Scott, that marriage.
Yeah, and I want to
the legal institution of marriage.
And I want to reiterate that when we say we're getting divorced, and I know I've already said it, it is not. It's simply a we want to recommit to each other in a way that feels true to us.
Right.
This is not an anti-marriage thing. Nothing about our life is going to change because of this ceremony. We just don't think we need a piece of paper from the state or the federal government to deem us committed to each other. We're committed. We don't need that. And a lot of the things that were necessary, and this is also not an affront to people who are fighting for the right to have their marriage recognized.
Yeah.
You know, the LGBTQ community has been fighting for that for a long time. And even us, like people in non-traditional relationship structures, non-monogamous structures, or people in polyamorous relationships are fighting for the right to be married. And here we are with our hetero presenting white privilege, just throwing all of that to the wind and saying, hey, we're going to get divorced and come to our party about it. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to say that the old traditional marriage doesn't ring as true for us as it used to. And we want to redo it because we want to live our life our way without feeling like we just kowtowed to what society said. We're going to do it Scott and April's way.
Yeah.
So the unbinding ceremony will happen on the day of our party, and it'll either be Saturday or Sunday. And then that night, and this is, I know April's going to just recoil with this one, but that night we're going to have what, to me, I'm going to call our divorce party.
Yeah, no, that's not what that is.
What do you want to call it?
So this whole weekend is about our book launch. We are doing the unbinding ceremony.
Yeah, I forgot about that part.
We are doing the unbinding ceremony, but that is not the big event of the weekend. The big event of the weekend is our book launch. And I truly believe that this book can be inspirational, transformational. I mean, this can be an incredible tool in your relationship. Not even if you're partnered, if you're solo, this can be an incredible tool in your relationship. So It will not be a divorce party. It will be a wild love theory book release party. So,
But I'm
but
going to call it a divorce
yeah,
party.
yes, Scott said a lot of shit. This weekend, on Friday, we know we're going to have a meet and greet. On Saturday or Sunday, we're going to have a pool party, but we're also going to be doing a wild love theory workshop. We're going to be doing a wild love theory book launch party.
Book signing.
We're going to be doing an unbinding ceremony. And we're going to be hanging out with friends and people that we love, people who we hope love us. We'll have more details the closer we get to it. We actually have a call today in a couple of hours to go, nail down some of the details. Here in the next few days, we'll have details in a landing page on our website, naughtygym.com, under the events tab, where you can find hotels that are nearby. You'll have the introduction to the Telegram group that we're going to start that has the itinerary and stuff, so you can meet up with us. Come, don't come. It's up to you. We would love if you would be there. We'll be live streaming all of the unbinding ceremony and the workshop and the book launch. So this is an opportunity for you to get a signed copy, because Scott cannot wait to sign his name.
Please, somebody ask me to sign your copy of the book. There's no part of every facet, every step of my life. It's the only
reason he wrote a book.
Every step of my life has led to this moment, hoping somebody will ask me to sign something.
He's currently having action figures of himself.
But I also want to say this too, to connect these two things, the unbinding ceremony and wild love theory. What does that have to do? We didn't mention this ceremony in the book. It's in the second to last chapter, but we mention in the context of, we want people to step back from the inherited, the cultural inherited beliefs that they have, and start creating a life that's built for them. This is one of our ways of expressing that idea. And everybody else's is going to be different. Somebody may decide, we want to stay married, but we want to change our marriage ceremony. Great, beautiful. This is our expression of trying to live our life.
Yeah.
And so we're doing it. And the reason we're live streaming is we are using it as kind of a promotional thing for the book, hoping that, because it can sound so extreme, maybe that will get some buzz going about and stuff. So that's the idea behind it.
And I think it only sounds extreme if you're coming at it from a perspective of what society thinks a marriage should be. Most of the people I would think in our community have a broadened perspective and allow people to design their own relationship. That's the beautiful thing about non-monogamy. That's the beautiful thing about the lifestyle community or lifestyle adjacent community, is there's no judgment, there's no shame. It's you design your life the way that makes you happy. And I'll be your biggest cheerleader. I'll be your biggest fan. And that's what we love about this community so much. And that is the whole reason we do what we do, is because we love this community so much. And we love seeing the way the community has grown. So,
yeah. And I want to go back to the just to re-stress that nothing about, when you hear us talking about this unbinding ceremony or me joking around with the word divorce, I'm not making light of those things. We take our relationship as serious, I believe, as anybody. Mm-hmm. And I know that my life has been,
are you gonna cry?
My life has changed dramatically since you became a part of it, in a way that I would have never, I'm happier now than I could have ever anticipated. Mm-hmm. And this is not throwing that away. This is just us stepping back and going, we're doing it our way.
Yeah.
So don't hear that as we think marriage is stupid, and if you're married, you're stupid. That's not it at all. We support it and love you for it. This is just how we express the lived ideas as we feel them or manifest them through the ideas we've put into this book. And you're going to do them your way, and that's the way it should be. So we would love for any of you that are off that weekend to come to this event. I know we haven't given you a ton of details yet to go off of, but we're going to have great time together, great meet and greets and pool parties, and you're going to get to see this really weird ceremony that we're going to do. And if you can get up there to that area pretty easily, we'd love for you to come and hang out with us over the weekend and help celebrate.
Yeah. And if not, we'll live stream it, and we still love you. So thank you for listening to mostly our rambling today, but we would honestly love your feedback. Um, if you have comments, if you have questions, if you have something you disagree about, naughtygym@gmail.com. I check all of those emails daily. Shoot us a message and let us know. If you like listening to our podcast, honestly, it really does help if you leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, helps push us out into that algorithm. And as we try to grow and expand, and as we rebrand to Aya Society, it's going to be kind of like a birthing process. It's going to be painful and it's going to be slow, but it's going to be so worth it. But we need you guys to continue to support us, continue liking posts, engaging, shooting us messages. We cherish every message that we get. We read them, we respond to them. So don't stop responding. We appreciate it. I keep getting a thumbs up over my face on this.
I haven't gotten one yet.
So thank you for listening. Remember to never stop playing.